So there's this field trip to Lake Compounce for Physics Day here at Hall, but there are many people saying that this place is actually haunted. Why do people jump to this conclusion?
Let's talk about it. Welcome to Spirit Talk. I'm Ari Edgar.
And I'm Ava Morin.
And we're your hosts for today's podcast. So this is pretty spooky, huh?
Yeah, so apparently Lake Compounce has been reported to be haunted. There have been sights of shadows coming from nowhere, as well as cold spots throughout the park.
But that could be anything, right? I mean, there are roller coasters zipping all around, creating wind. It could be that.
Actually, there have been many accidents on some of the roller coasters over the years. So people that have believed that the coasters are haunted from the people who died from the accidents. For example, there was this teenage girl who fell off a moving coaster after trying to stand up.
Geez, that's actually terrifying.
Yeah, lots of places in Connecticut can be terrifying. I mean, not every place is all sunshine and rainbows.
Wait a minute. That reminds me of a place in Connecticut that I read up on recently. Does Dudleytown ring any bells?
I might have heard of this place. What's the deal with it?
So this place is an abandoned town that used to be owned by a family called the Dudleys. It was used for farmland and held a few homes, but soon the town became deserted, and many say it's cursed.
Oh yeah, and this curse, I think, started in England in 1510, when one of the Dudleys wanted to overthrow the king at the time. He was beheaded, and the family that lived in this town was to be surrounded by death and horror, or something like that.
Yeah, and I know a lot of people, myself included, want to visit Dudleytown, but unfortunately the remains of the town are on private property.
That's too bad, because I'd like to visit there too. I guess the mystery of it all makes the place more intriguing.
You know, it's funny how people like us want to visit these places knowing it's cursed and haunted. I mean, we do it for thrill, right? We want to get scared and see if these legends that people say about the place are true.
If I ever wanted to see if a haunted place is actually haunted, I would watch this channel called BuzzFeed Unsolved. These two guys travel to many haunted locations hoping to find proof that ghosts actually exist. It is interesting because one of the guys doesn't not believe in ghosts, while the other gets spooked by the slightest noise.
Yeah, that's really interesting. Most people share the strong belief that ghosts are real, hence why shows like BuzzFeed Unsolved exist. I read in an article by Ghost and Gravestones about this very thing, and they believe, quote, if ghosts weren't real, it's unlikely that so many ghost hunters and paranormal experts would even exist. Not to mention the many TV shows, websites, and attractions that are dedicated to ghosts.
What I wonder is, why are people so intrigued by this idea of ghosts being real? Like, what's the point? Where did all this start?
Well, let's think about it like this. What do Dudleytown, Lake Compounce, and places that the BuzzFeed Unsolved group explored all have in common?
That they are historic?
You got it! And the people living in these surroundings might have been brought up to believe that there's a supernatural aspect to this place, making their belief in ghosts more apparent.
Also, there are many cultures that celebrate the dead, such as Day of the Dead in Mexico, Ghost Month, which occurs in Asian countries, and of course, Halloween. Ghost stories are also told in these different cultures. As said in the BBC's article by Talk Thompson, quote, yet ghost stories are also hopeful. In suggesting a life after death, they also offer a chance to be in contact with those that have passed and therefore a chance for redemption, a way to atone for past wrongs, end quote. Believing in ghosts serves as a way to avoid facing our own past and focus on the haunts. It distracts us from our own reality.
So, to answer the question we started with, why do people believe in ghosts, I can safely say we came up with a lot of answers.
Yes. This belief in ghosts is based on people's own perspective of the supernatural, whether it is part of their culture or if their surroundings influence their beliefs.
You know that Lake Compounce trip? Do you think we'll see anything supernatural?
I don't know, but if we do, I think it'll be pretty cool.
Until next time, this was Ari
and Ava
signing off.